Let's now turn to our correspondent, Jamil Mabai, who is tracking developments in Kebbi State, as well as Balagbogbo, who has been on the ground in Kwara State since the Tuesday attack. Good to have you both on the news. I do wish it was on a different subject matter. Vice President Shettima not visiting the school, or has he visited the school? What update can you give to us?
You know, since yesterday, ever since the president directed that the vice president should visit Burning Kebbi to console and show sympathy to affected parents and the communities. So earlier this morning, most of the parents who were staying in Maga community thought the vice president will visit their school, but they were told they have to come down to Zuru local government, the Zuru Emirate, where the vice president in company of the governor will visit the Emir's palace in Zuru. But to their disappointment, after reaching Zuru, they were told that the vice president was no longer going to make it. So they had to go back to Maga, So it was later this evening, late afternoon, when the vice president arrived Kebbi. He couldn't even visit the Emirate of Zuru, in which Maga community is under the Zuru Emirate Council. So we were able to speak to some of the parents and the community. They were very disappointed. They were not happy, given the fact that this attack happened in Maga and their kids are still with the bandits with no hope in sight of rescuing them. But the presidency couldn't even afford, to visit the nearest local government close to where the
Jamil, so where exactly did the vice president deliver the message and the condolence of the president?
He just went straight to the state capital, which is Burning Kebbi, where he met the governor there, and he extends his condolences and sympathy, and that's what he did. From there, he then left for Abuja again. So to be frank, the people are not happy. They are really, really not happy with the body language from the presidency, given the fact that, they've been through a lot. At least, a word of sympathy, consoling them will have gone a long way to the people believing that, okay, the government, the presidency...
Indeed, that would be something that would be expected. But there is another information that, let me just ask, can you confirm that the vice president indeed was the bearer of news that intelligence reports were not adequately utilized to prevent the kidnap of these girls? No,
it wasn't the vice president. It was the governor himself. I interviewed even the principal. She told me that the governor got the intelligence, prior to the attack. And he himself had to mobilize security personnel there, including the army. And when he was told that the army were inside the school, he asked them to take a picture with the student for him to have that confirmation. So after sending the picture, everything went well. Even the chief security officer that, lost his life, during the abduction, had to tell the principal that she shouldn't bother, everything is under control because the military are there. Around 1 to 2 a.m., the military withdrew from the school. And immediately they withdrew. An hour, in less than 1 hour, that was when the bandits...
Jamil, just one for the road quickly. Did they tell why they left the premises? If they had that intelligence report, do you have any information in that regard? And also add to that, what is the current security situation around the school?
They couldn't give any reason for leaving the school. That was even the chief of army staff when he visited yesterday. He said they're going to look into the issue, and the officers involved will be held accountable. And as of today, when I left the Maga community, there were in the morning, there was a military vehicle stationed there. But around 4 p.m. while we were leaving, there was no presence of military personnel anywhere at the school. They have all withdrawn, no vehicle there stationed.
All right, Jamil, just hang in there. Let me speak to Mono quickly. Mono, could you walk us through what the situation in Eruku looks like tonight after the governor and the commissioner of police visited today? Has anything changed on the ground?
Good evening, Felicity. Absolutely. Calm has been restored to that community, Eruku in Kwara State. Although for some of the residents, those I chatted with online and I spoke with, this is business as usual. When feelings like this happen, it's the same rhetoric. We will deploy more security operatives, and then when everything returns back to normal, things just go back to square one again. But for now, it's calm from all my sources in Kwara State.
So what are they saying? Are the security agencies giving any sort of information as to ongoing investigation? What is being done in that community now?
Absolutely. Hours ago, when the governor was in Eruku in that particular community, the governor promised that all those who were responsible for the killings and abductions will be brought to justice. So we'll keep on monitoring all the security deployments from the presidency. Over 900 military troops have been sent to Eruku to boost the security presence there and to also double up efforts to ensure that those abducted are rescued. Back to you, Felicity.
All right, Mono and Jamil, thank you very much for the updates. Please stay safe as you go about getting the information.